You didn't save all this money just to die with a perfect balance sheet. And yet I see retirees with more than enough watching their adult kids struggle to buy a home, their grandkids starting life in debt, and their wealth sit untouched because it feels safer to wait. The truth is, once you've reached enough, the greatest risk isn't running out of money. It's missing the chance to use it to change your family's future while you're alive. Today, we're going to talk about what happens after you hit your number and why saving past that point can start to work against you. We'll explore what enough really looks like, why most people miss the moment they've already won, and how to turn your wealth into impact while you're still here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Eric Rodriguez. I'm a certified financial planner who's worked with hundreds of affluent retirees over the past 15 years. And the truth is, the hardest financial conversation I have with wealthy clients isn't about risk or returns. It's about permission. Permission to stop saving, permission to start living, and most importantly, permission to give. Because the problem is, once saving becomes your identity, it's almost impossible to feel like you've done enough. Even when the math says you're fine, the habit says more. And the habit left unchallenged robs people of the very things they spent a lifetime working for. Things like moments with family, impact in their community, and the chance to live generously while it still matters. So why does this happen? Why do people with more than enough money still feel stuck in the cycle of accumulation? It often comes down to three deeply held beliefs that shape how we see money, security, and legacy. If we don't name them, we can't challenge them. So let's break each one down. The first belief is that more is always better. You've heard that a lot, maybe. Maybe you read it in publications, watched other videos, listened to podcasts, but we're told that safety comes from continuing to save, no matter how much you already have. And again, this mindset comes from decades of financial media, advisors, and even our own habits rewarding accumulation. Saving feels like progress, even when it's no longer necessary. But this belief keeps retirees in a cycle of scarcity, almost moving the finish line. It replaces freedom with fear and turns success into silence where your money just sits instead of speaking for you. Belief number 2 is gifting too early. So the belief that giving money away, especially while you're alive, is super risky. That if you help your kids or support a cause now, you might regret it later. This fear is rooted in the idea that future uncertainty outweighs present opportunity. But without clarity, we default to delay. And the result, well, money meant to change lives ends up transferred through estates and tax forms, not through real and meaningful moments. And let's be honest, we're living in a housing affordability crisis. Nearly 1/3 of Americans rent, and almost half are cost burden, spending more than 30% of their income on housing. And since 2019, rents have increased 1.5 times faster than wages. So for your children and grandchildren, this isn't just inconvenient, it's limiting. So you have the power to potentially change that. Belief number 3 is that legacy happens after you're gone. Your impact starts when your life ends. This comes from a traditional view of estate planning, wills, trusts, and beneficiaries. But a legacy isn't what you leave behind. It's what you build while you're here. All of these 3 beliefs lead to the same place: money sitting still while life moves on. But it doesn't have to be that way. What most people really want isn't more money, it's clarity. Clarity that they can stop saving, start sharing, and still be secure. That's the philosophy behind what I call legacy now planning. Here's how it works. First, you define your true cost of living and how much is covered by the predictable income that you have. I have many videos on cash flow management, withdrawal strategies, etc. But once you do that, then you're going to identify your surplus, the money you may never need. That's where the opportunity lies. And when we think about this from a gift and estate tax perspective, well, the exemption was set to drop in half at the end of 2025, creating urgency for high net worth families. But with the passage of the OBBBA, the exemption will now rise slightly to $15 million per person, $30 million per couple. in 2026, and that's going to be indexed for inflation thereafter. So for many, this removes the pressure to rush gifting decisions, but it doesn't eliminate the opportunity. So now is the time to do the following. Review any trusts or large gifts made in anticipation of the drop. Strategically reassess what portion of your estate may still be taxable. Use surplus capital to create memories, impact, and intergenerational support, and reaffirm or adjust legacy plans to reflect your current values and outlook. Acting now can reduce future taxes, preserve generational wealth, and give you peace of mind. So by taking advantage of today's laws and aligning your legacy with your values, you protect your family and make a meaningful difference. Now, fair warning, estate planning and wealth transfer strategies, they can be very complex. So working with a certified financial planner or an advisor, they can help you tailor strategies to your situation, taking into account your goals, asset types, and family dynamics. So we can also help weigh trade-offs. So trade-offs like gifting now versus retaining assets for step up in basis, etc. So if you've already saved more than enough and you have a couple $1,000,000 plus saved, $3, $4, $5 million plus, and the topics that I mentioned in this video interest you, or you have curiosity around what you can do in your personal wealth plan from a tax, gifting, estate planning perspective, feel free to book a call with me. I offer a free consultation. You click the link below and I can help you get some clarity around your overall situation and potentially help you put a plan together so that you can have peace of mind and protect and grow what you have. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.